All right, we're good.
All right, are the families in?
Yeah, everyone's in.
Okay. Thank you all for coming today to the preschool lottery. I'm going to introduce our team in just a minute. But I thought first I would go over a few things. Tonight's lottery will really be focused on giving you a lottery number. Students are placed based on the lottery number, which is a randomly assigned number. As you all know, you were able to give a second and third choice. We do our best to place our families on one of the three choices that they have. However, if those spaces are gone, we will in fact provide you a placement offer that is available. And families will in the next week or so receive a placement offer, and families will be able to accept the placement, accept and be on the wait list of their preferred school, reject the placement and be on the wait list of their preferred school, or you may be interested in rejecting the placement and if you have someplace to go. So to begin with, sorry. But I also want to introduce our team from the early childhood department and from our data team. So first, introduce Susan Mccoy, our assistant early childhood director, and she can maybe add some comments and she can pass it along to Lori.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are excited to be in the final stages of the lottery process, and we appreciate you joining us here. Again, my name is Susan LaCroix, and I'm going to share with my colleague, Laurie Carney, the early childhood specialist.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're excited to move along in this process, and hopefully you'll be getting an email within the next week. I mean, you should definitely be getting an email in the next week letting you know what your lottery placement is. So be looking for that on your primary email that you used for registration. If you have any questions, you can feel free to call me at the early childhood department. Thank you.
Can I just add something before you go on? Please check your junk or spam folder. Sometimes they do go in there and people don't look at those first. So please make sure you check all your folders as well. Thank you.
And I want to thank all the families for getting all their documentation in and all of that. I just want to thank you for applying for our preschool program. We look forward to having your children with us next year. Now I'm going to pass it on to Abby Anderson, and finally, the star of our show tonight, Vera Roberts, who will be actually running the lottery that we'll be recording. So Abby, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Lisa. Hi, everyone. My name is Abby Anderson. I'm the Director of Research and Accountability here at Lowell Public Schools. So I oversee our data department, and we've been assisting the early childhood with how to run the lottery process. Vera?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Veronique Roberts, and I work as a district technology integration specialist, and I will take you through the process that we use to assign the lottery number. So shall I start, Lisa?
That would be wonderful. And are you able to have screen access?
Absolutely. Okay, can you all see my screen?
Not yet.
Yes.
Can?
Yes.
All right.
All
So,
set.
all right. So as you can see, this is the data. So all we can see is the choices that have been selected by the families. So the first thing we're going to do and I'm going to take this off. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to assign a random number. That's not going to be our final number. That's a random number that I'm going to do twice to make sure that the data is 100% randomly ordered. And then I will do it for the lottery. What I wanted to mention to you is the fact that we do have some twins. So we've highlighted the twins so that once we've run out and we've randomly allocated a number, we will place the second twin next to the first twin in the order of that number, because we will try our utmost to place twins in the same school. Right, so the formula to assign a random number is called rand between, and to make sure that I've got plenty of space, I'm going to go anything between 1 and 40,000. Then I am pasting that number. And now I am going to sort the data by that random number. So this is my first sort, okay? I'm now going to do it one more time. And this is because I want to make absolutely sure that the data is not sorted by LACID number, which is our local ID, nor is it sorted by twins or by anything else that might have been there. Like if at some point we group the data by people who were missing documentation or whatever. So I want the data to be 100% random. So I'm going to do it a second time. And I'm going to sort the data again by that number. So as you can see, there's no order whatsoever for the data now. So this time I am going to do it for the lottery.
Hey, Fanak, I'm sorry, I got kicked out.
Am I okay to continue? And I am now sorting the data by that number. Okay, so what I'm now going to do is I'm going to put the twins next to one another again. So I need to find the second orange twin. And bring that twin next to his brother or sister. So I'm now going to try and find the pink one. The green one. So I still need yellow and blue, I believe. So I'm now going to have one last check to make absolutely sure that all our twins are next to one another. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And no more twins. We're now ready to assign the lottery number based upon that random number. We start our lottery number with 10,001. I'll put them all, I'll right justify them. Sorry, I'm going to set that field to be right justified and to make sure it's the number. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the colors on this field so that I can just assign all the way down. So there's no more numbers here. Sorry, no more colors. So now I can just take that and assign for everybody. And this will be your lottery number. This is what you will receive. And the way the process will work in the next week or so is that we will go through in that order and check what this particular family has asked for and you know, assign the first choice, the second choice, or the third choice. If you have any questions. Otherwise, over to you, Lisa.
Okay. Vanak, is it possible to have people ask questions by raising their hand, or is the best way in the chat?
I think either the chat or the Q&A function are both good.
Okay. So if people can look at the bottom of their screens, there's a button for the chat and a Q&A. I'm going to pull up the chat and see if there's any questions that people might have, and we'll do our best to answer them. And Susie, do you mind looking at the Q&A and seeing if there's any questions that come up in there?
Teresa had a question. She said, so does everyone get placement, just maybe not for their first school, or is there a certain number of children that will be picked all together?
So everybody that is on this list will receive a placement letter. You may or may not get your first or second choice, but everybody will be given a placement. You will then respond to your email that you receive, and then let us know what you have chosen, whether you've decided to accept the placement that you were given, accept the placement and remain on a wait list for your preferred school, reject your placement, reject your placement and be on a wait. But we do ask you to respond to that email within 15 days so that we can move people up the list that are on the wait list. We really try to place all of the families that we can at the perfect school. That is our goal. We want to welcome you to Lowell Public Schools, and our goal is to serve you in the best possible way.
I'm not sure if everyone heard, you were breaking up a little bit towards the end when you were describing how you can choose. After, I believe you broke up after when it was rejecting the placement and go on a wait list for your preferred school. I'm not sure if everyone heard that or not.
Okay. There's another question. Can you also choose whether it is morning or afternoon. We first go by the school that a family would like to have, and then we do try to give people AM or PM, but at some point we end up with only a certain number of spots and per school versus session.
Lisa,
So
it's very
there's
difficult for
only one spot, for example.
Lisa, it's very difficult to hear you. You're breaking up so much. So it's probably better if someone else explains the process.
Yeah, I think the question is, if we did not pick a full day school, is there a way to get on the wait list after the fact?
Absolutely. And when you respond with your letter, again, it's about you can accept the placement and fully accept it. You can accept the current placement and go on a wait list for a preferred school, even a preferred session, or you can reject it and go directly to the wait list for a full day school.
I apologize for my internet access this evening, folks. Susan, I'm not sure. I'm sure you took over that question.
Yep, I did answer the question that was in the Q&A. It was about if it did not pick a full day school when you're registered, can you still go on the wait list? Yes, you can still go on the wait list.
Certainly.
And kind of lost a little bit of where you left on the other question. I'm not sure if it was about the session times, but we do try to do our best to
accommodate
provide you.
families. Yep, to accommodate families at their preferred school, AM or PM, when possible.
But again, even if you don't get your preferred session, you can always request to be on the wait list for that session. Sometimes people's needs change, and you never know how fast the turnaround can be of a change, or will it have to wait until September? But do highly recommend going on the wait list for your preferred session and time.
Yes, we're always surprised every year how things end up working out. So never give up hope. I think in the past, we have said, oh, we don't think that's going to happen. And in fact, it has. So never give up hope. We have learned our lesson that things sort of filter their way out. So it is worth, if you have, a sibling at another school, to continue to be on the wait list and accept the placement that you are given in the meantime. That would probably be our best advice. And the same goes for sessions. Any other questions?
There's another question in the chat. When Dila asks, will I receive my number in the email?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, in the email, it will have your lottery number in the email where you reply to. There's also another question in the Q&A. How long till the placement shows up on Aspen? The placement is going, your placement decision is going to be emailed to you. Once you accept and you respond, we do wait for pretty much the majority of the respondents for any changes. But once you accept your placement, it probably takes another 2 weeks to get into Aspen, and you'll get the official assignment letter typical of the regular attendance in preschool when you're assigned.
And then once you are assigned, that is when it will go into Aspen, and you should be contacted sometime in August by the school that your child is assigned at.
So to come back to the process and to come back to the question, will I see my number in the email? Not only is it absolutely, but it's actually really needed for us, because when you reply to us to say whether you're accepting or not, or want to be on the wait list, we need you to give us your number, because this is how we know you, you know. So the email you will receive will tell you what your lottery number is, and will contain a link to a form that you need to fill in. And the first question in that form is, what is your lottery number? And then you select your answers.
There was another question in the Q&A. Bruna asks, my daughter turns 4 this month. Will she be eligible for full-time or part-time? Or how does that work?
So there are a limited number of full-day seats in the district. We, again, use the lottery number is the basis for placing people in those full-day seats. Once those seats are done, then we would go to the half-day seats that we have in the district. We can also put our contact information if it's helpful for folks in the chat. I'm going to do that right now. It will also be available through the email. You can respond to any of us. I'm going to put all of our emails right now in the chat for folks. And Lori, thank you. And Lori put her phone number. So you can call us, email us, don't hesitate to reach out. If you don't receive your letter in your email within the next 2 weeks, please reach out to us. And again, I think Susan gave some good advice before about looking in your junk mail. We did have a few folks that found it there last time, but we can always resend if you need us to. So please don't hesitate to reach out. I want to make sure there's no more questions.
I also added the work phone numbers for Carmen, our Portuguese liaison, and Caterine, our Spanish liaison. You can call or text either at the numbers I listed in the chat.
I'd like to touch on something that we were talking about. Vero, you had mentioned about bringing it up as a reminder of the question, what happens if I don't get my first, second, or third choice?
You want me to answer this one?
I think that would be great.
Okay. So basically, the program will go down that list that is sorted in lottery number and try and give you your first choice, and then go down, then start looking at the second choices, then go down, and then go to your third choice. And eventually we might be, if you write at the bottom of the list, or if you've asked for schools that are very popular or whatever it is, you might end up where the program could not give you your first choice, nor your second, nor your third. And we have parents who just put the same school 3 times, and once that school is full, then that's it, you know. So what will happen for those is that the program just like sets your school choice to be determined. And then Laurie and Susie will look at all these records and we'll just check where we still have availabilities, which schools still have available seats, and they will look at your address. They will look at the balance of the sessions in that particular school, and they will try to make a decision that is as equitable as possible based upon gender, race, and also most importantly based upon where you live. You know, they're not going to send you to a school that's on the other side of Lowell, if at all possible. Did I answer the question?
You did. It's important to remember too that preschool is just a 1-year
I think Lori might have froze. Preschool is a one-year placement. And therefore, when you move on to kindergarten,
Oh,
you will be reassigned.
You will also have to re-register for kindergarten. So again, when we look at preschool, there's not the same amount of numbers in classrooms as kindergarten in the elementary school. So it's a very small population.
Yes, just to piggyback on that, most of our schools have 4 tracks of kindergarten and they have 1 inclusive preschool classroom in their building. So it's a 1-to-3 ratio. So it's very likely that you'll get what you hope for in kindergarten. Any other questions?
I'm sorry, Lisa. I think we lost some connection with our Portuguese interpretation. Could you just say that very last bit again?
For our preschool, we have 15 elementary schools. For the majority of our elementary schools have 4, a track of 4, meaning they'll have 4 kindergarten classrooms for every 1 integrated preschool classroom that they have. So when families reapply, again, preschool is a 1-year placement, which I think Laurie stated, but you will re-register for kindergarten. And so you need to think that this is a 1-year placement. And in kindergarten, you have a much better shot of getting into the school of your choice. There are less preschool seats in the district than there are kindergarten classrooms. Is there any transportation for preschool? Is a question from Monica. Monica, we do not provide transportation to or from preschool. Parents need to drive their children to and from preschool. If that's something that you do need, I can have you call our office and you can talk to one of our staff in our CFCE programs. There are some providers that do provide transportation to preschool, but Lowell Public Schools does not. So if that's a need that you have, please reach out to us and we will help to help you find a way to access preschool.
Also, I could help them find a school that might be within walking distance to their home. If they need help figuring that out, they can contact me and I can help them look at the logistics and try to find something that might work for walkability.
Yes. That was a good question. Thank you, Monica. Any questions that, no questions should go unanswered. Lori and myself and Susie are available to answer any questions that you might have. So please do not hesitate to reach out to any of us with any questions that you might have. And I'll put my phone number into the chat. I think, Lori, you already did, correct?
I did.
And our emails are there as well. And if you go to the early childhood homepage on the Lowell Public School website, all of our contact information is there as well. Lori, could you put your phone number in one more time, please? Okay, I'm just gonna give one more look at the Q&A. Looks like there's none. So we will be posting the lottery list on the website for folks, as well as this video. We do thank you. I know a lot of people wish they had the answers. We will work as fast as we can as a team to get those emails out to people. And we hope that you will respond to us within the 15 days once the lotteries are sent out. So lottery letters are sent out. We have 15 days for you to respond. So please be sure to respond to the email right away. And again, if you have any questions or do not receive anything in the next 2 weeks, please do not hesitate to reach out to any of us. And again, we want to thank you so much for attending, and I apologize for the internet connection that I had this evening.
I'm sorry, Lisa, before you go, Bruna, who had asked a question in the Q&A, her internet went down when we answered. So it was a question about her daughter turning 4 and whether, what are her options for full day or full day or half day.
Okay, so we have a limited amount of full day classrooms within Lowell Public Schools. We do place students in the full day classrooms based upon their lottery number. If you get a full day, congratulations. If you do not get a full day and that is something that you need, you can reach out to any of us. You can reach out to Lori, myself. I will also put our CFCE coordinators information, and we will help you to find a full day program to the best of our ability.
Thank you.
Did I answer her question? She's still there?
Yes, I believe so.
Someone's asking about the hours for the full day program. So
If you go on to the Family Resource Center or onto the Early Childhood website, you will find a list of preschool hours. And each of our has different hours. So we have some that start as early as like 7:30. And we have other schools that start at 9:10. Let's see if I can pull the list up, or I'll put the link to that in the chat as well for people so that they can access the hours. Let me just put that in the chat right now.
I just put it for you, Lisa.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Anak. So we do hope that everybody gets what they want, and we look forward to seeing you in Lowell Public Schools this year.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.
you.
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you all.